Welcome in, everyone. Tonight I'm going to be working on my 2024 Plus Wire Freedom, changing the brakes. Here, I'll do like this. I don't know if that's going to be, I may block it, so I'm going to have to do it like this. Man, this app keeps crashing. Sometimes IRL Pro will do this. Maybe if I hold up the... Maybe if I do like this. To keep it from falling. It's still going to fall over, though. I'm trying to find out where to put this at. I really don't know. This is kind of high up anyway. Alright, I'm going to find somewhere to put this. I'm just going to have to, let's see. Here's what I'll do. I'll have this at ground level. Whoops. Because you can't really see much like that. What I'll do is, just like this. I have it on the floor now. Alright, here we go. I'm going to work on changing my brake pads, guys. Should only take about, like, maybe 20 minutes, but before I do that, let me turn on the other phone. I'm also going to clean up my bike as well. Get some paper towels. I haven't gone live in here in a while. Let me go ahead and put on my mobile hotspot. There we go. Alright, we gotta flip the bike up and work on the brake pads. It's gonna require me to watch a video on how to do that. Welcome in, everyone, whoever's joining in. Three people, I see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, let's go ahead and gear set up here. I gotta get paper towels too. But before I do that, let's flip this upside down. Let's see, how am I going to do that now? So I'm technically at work doing this. I'm just in the back office in the maintenance room here. Probably going to have to fire here by myself. Let's see. There we go. Whoops. Oops. Whoops. So let me here. Oops. That kind of worked. That kind of worked. And then hope I didn't smash anything or do anything reckless on it. What is up, Penelope Meow, saying nice shoes and boots. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Penelope Meow. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me move this back a bit so you can see a bit more. Okay. All right. Now we gotta take out the wheel, so I think I'll start with the first one. Again, 3 people welcome in. All right, let me go ahead and take out this first one. I have to figure out how to put in the brake pads. But, again, let me, hey, this app crashed too. My comment phone keeps crashing the YouTube app. I may have to restart it. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, this phone keeps crashing. Again, thank you for saying that, Penelope Meow. Great to see you here again. I have to restart the phone. It keeps like crashing in every app. That's ridiculous. This may be a bit more difficult than I thought. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now that's difficult. Okay. Haven't done this in a minute. Let me pan the camera up a bit. Let me close the door. So, again, I'm at work. I'm technically at work, but okay. Here's what I have to work with. Let's see if this phone works. Here are the brake pads I have. All right, let's go ahead. First of all, we got to get this wheel open. I'm getting oil all over my phone. Let me put it in my hands. So I'm actually going to get paper towels in a minute too. I'm actually going to clean up my bike as well on this stream. Oh man, you need a bike stand thinking? My dad had one for his bikes. Hey, but that works. Yeah, right? It isn't even that expensive to get. I've been lately trying to save up on some money. Really, I just have some money on me, and it's just been tight in that kind of way. But those aren't even expensive. Everyone seems to be having streaming issues today. Yeah, right? I think it's the planets. It could be the planets. It could be the infrastructure affecting from the planets affecting the infrastructure here, you know? Indeed. I'm going to get some paper towels, and I'll be right back. I'm going to get some paper towels and just to clean it. Okay, got paper towels. 5 people, welcome in. We're changing this bike. The brake pad. Changing the brake pads. I'm trying to figure out how to take this wheel off here. Let's see. Go ahead. Honestly, guys, I don't know what I'm doing with this one. Honestly. Let me watch a video first before I do anything further. And see, because this is a 2024 plus wired freedom. Again, you have to know exactly what you're doing so you don't mess anything up. Let me get a video. 6 people, welcome in. Miss Celestial Ascent saying, hey, Dream. Welcome in, Miss Celestial Ascent. There were solar flares a few days ago, but I think that's passed. Yeah, okay. That could definitely be it, too. Affecting electronics. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button, guys. That means so much when you hit the like button. Okay.
First step is to remove the wheel. Use pliers to straighten the pin, holding in the...
So I need pliers too?
Slide out the pin and remove your used pads. Put your new pads in. Make sure you don't touch the face of the pad directly. You'll most likely need to push your pistons back in. Do this with a flat wrench if you don't have a piston press tool. Then place your pads back in. Wheel.
So
60 seconds. First step is to remove the wheel.
alright, so removing the wheel right now is the hardest part. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I'm gonna figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. This part is already out. That part needs to be moved. Miss Celestial Ascent, again, welcome in. Penelope, Miss Celestial Ascent. Penelope. I'm not doing something right here. So then I may need to just review the front. I actually remembered to thumbs up when I came in the room this time. My old brain appreciates reminders. For sure, okay. It's funny. Let's see. I have to be more in sync with my vehicle because I don't even know how to remove the front wheel again. And I did it, but it's been more than a year. That's not an excuse or anything, but I just really, like, I have to. Let's get this here. The front wheel. So that's basically the same thing.
You should have whenever cord in place, easy to size and USB automatic. So in items you want self. Now what I like to do is keep this zip tied somewhere so that you don't.
Let's do the back wheel. Because I know how to take off the back wheel.
Go ahead and loosen those. What I like to do is loosen.
Let's do the back wheel first. That's the one that actually needs the brake pads anyway. And I have a wrench right here. Let's do the back wheel. I'll get to the front wheel momentarily. Hopefully my phone does not overheat. It's pretty hot back here. I hope it doesn't, but it is what it is. Okay, glad you like my boots, by the way, everyone. That's awesome. Okay, that's unplugged. Now, this right here is on the wheel itself, right? I would need zip ties. I would need zip ties. I don't know if I have any zip ties left. Let me make sure.
Not to worry about getting confused. Now, here's the next part where there is a little bit of difference. You're going to have a washer on the side, can be sticking out, and that helps lock your axle in place and keep it from moving. But with the chain, changes to it, has no tab on it. Chain out of the way on that side, and that's it. You have the wheel, has no tab on it. So we'll go ahead and set those down. Now we're basically ready to remove the wheel. Lift up carefully and pull the chain out of the way on that side, and that's it. You have the wheel off. It's just that easy. Okay, now that you have the...
Because I have the wheel zip tied, so I may have to... I don't know if I'll have to cut this off again and put a new zip tie. I don't know if I have any zip ties left is my thing. And this one right here is kind of imperative, like if I wanted to travel anywhere. I would need zip ties. But I really have to get these brake pads in order. At least, you know, for something, you know. Let me go ahead. I may not have to, but I'm kind of thinking I do. Let me see. Maybe there's an easier way I can change the brake pads. Where I don't have to actually take the wheel off.
Itself from the frame mount that comes out easy, and the pads will pull right out.
So I don't even have to take off the. Okay. Wait a second.
And you can see the disc brake breaks in. Comes with, and that is your bike sitting on the wheel. You can see a cotter pin right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the wheel off. I'm thinking. I need help in the comments too if anyone knows about this model bike. I highly doubt it, but I really want to change it tonight. I really do, but take your time, Dream. Don't let us distract you. Oh, thank you, Penelope. Okay, so that's how I look. Okay. Yeah, I'm determined.
Pull off the wheel. You can see a cotter pin right here.
I'm determined.
Make sure that those are rotated so that. So we're going to loosen this.
So I'm gonna have to pull off the wheel. So I'm gonna need. Some sort of zip tie something. Alright, I'm back, guys. I'm gonna have to probably, because I really honestly don't know. Okay, let me make sure my phone is back here. Yeah, it is. Okay. I really honestly don't know any other way to remove the wheel without taking out the zip tie again. Unless there's some sort of way I can finagle it. I don't recommend doing that. Let's see, is there? This means I'm gonna probably have to go and just buy zip ties. I mean, that's not hard to do without injuring myself. Darn, I nicked my I nicked my middle finger there. Jeez, that hurt. Actually, could have cut it a bit too, a little. Not much, but. Okay, let's take the washers out of here. You know what? I forgot that you actually had to unscrew those parts. Just that quickly, since I changed my back tire tube. You need a tool for that. There we go. But now I'm gonna actually have to buy zip ties now and work that out. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. Where will? Okay, I gotta change that tire soon as well. I gotta get zip ties, guys. All right, guys, if you're enjoying me with this right here, please hit the like button. I actually did like nick myself right there. Trying to get that out. Seven people, welcome in. If you have thin tweezers, you can press down the tab in a zip tie, back it out, and reuse it. I can just go to the store and probably just buy new zip ties, but I wish I would have read that before I did that, but zip ties, I think they're at like Walmart for like not even a lot of money, and then there are other stores too, I think, that have zip ties. I'll look it up. I can probably actually order that on Dashmart, to be honest with you, and I could have zip ties here. It's easy to zip tie the bike back. I just thought about that. Don't even have to go out and do that. It's the 21st century. All right, let's go ahead and get these brake pads. Figure out what he just said. Now, there's a part that has a tweezer, he said. Let me go ahead and go back to that other video. 7 people, again, welcome in. We're going to figure this out together.
So we're going to loosen this. We're going to pull off the wheel. You can see a cotter pin right here, and that's what's holding the...
Now, I don't see it just that easily on the 2024 Plus Wired Freedom model, at least. I don't see it like that. This is going to need some cleaning there. Got some mileage going on. Let's do the size. I think that may be a number 3. Number 3, I think. Yeah. Is it really that easy? Is it that easy? No, it isn't that easy. I didn't think it was that easy. It has to be held in there somehow, no? I mean, this is kind of like loosening it up. Let's see. See where it is. Okay. So then can't even take it out. Do you see where that's being held up though?
Existing disc brakes in, disc brake pad. So I'm gonna take a needle nose plier and I'm gonna unbend that. I'm gonna pull.
Hi.
Let's see.
If you can, or a couple towels, something like that. Or just be very careful as you do that. You don't want to break any of these parts.
Right.
Okay, so the first step is we want to remove these black caps.
You already did that.
It's very easy to do. Remove your wheel over time. Now, if you are using a socket, I use this 13 by accidentally activating or causing any problems. You can get a wrench if you'd like, but I prefer to use a socket. If
I'll
you
have the right
a
socket part.
ratchet and socket set, it's the best way to do it so that you don't strip these nuts here. If you do, they start to get rounded and it gets harder and harder to remove your wheel over time. Now, if you are using a socket, I use this 13 by 16 or 13/16 deep socket. It's meant for taking spark plugs out. It even has a little rubber inside.
I'm gonna order that
grab the spark
part
plug, but it works great. It's the
right
perfect
away.
size for this.
Because I don't have a
So put that
13/16
on one
socket.
side, and again, carefully, because you are sitting on your controls, loosen that nut. Same thing on the other. These little washers that kind of have a. So you put the flat one on the side of your chain, set those aside. It's really that easy.
I wish it were that
Set
easy.
this here for now.
I mean, it is,
So
but
that's the process for taking the wheel off. It's really easy. And then putting it back together will be exactly the opposite in reverse direction. I'll go through that with you later. Looks like it has a star shape at the end. And it's a T25 is the size you're going to need to do this, to remove the rotor. You'll need these needle nose pliers to take the pin out in order to get both of your pads off of the holder there.
this is what I'm trying to do right now.
First step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove this rotor. Now these may be pretty tight from the factory, as they should be, and you want to make sure that when you put these back in, there should be some blue
No, that's not
thread
right.
locker on. Be sure that they leave this right.
I want to see if I'm watching the right
And then
video.
once you do that, you should be able to just grab the end of that and try to bend that straight. Okay? Basically, you want to just bend this. You might have to turn the pin a little bit with your hands. Just grab the end of that and try to bend that straight. Okay? As much as you can, as straight as you can make it, at least. Okay? And then once you do that with your needle nose pliers, I'm just going to leave this right here. Okay, we're going to be working on the brake pads. Again, with your gloves on, you're going to want to find the back side of this pin right here. So there's a little pin that's holding those in. You want to go to the back side of it, find the part that's bent over a little bit, and
Okay, this is where I need to be right now. Okay. Jeez. I don't see it. Let's see. The back part of it, that's bent. Back part, that's bent. I don't see where it is. I don't even see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. But he's operating on a 2024 wired freedom. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Your needle nose pliers.
That may have something to do with it, but we'll see.
I'm not sure if you guys can see on the camera, but there's a little pin right back there, the back side. And basically, you want to
There
just
is?
bend.
I don't see it. I do not see where it is. Oh, man. Oh. Hey. Well, that'll do it. Hey, that'll do it. I just gotta pull that out. Okay. We learned something new, huh? I'm gonna catch up with the comments, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Getting these brake pads, well needed brake pads changed, because basically this would have been very dangerous. Any more than what I already had it at. It was already difficult to brake with the rear wheel after a while, like the last year, like last half year or so. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Now this bike right here, it's a different container for the brake pads. Huh. It's different on this bike. Huh. I guess it is. Okay. Yeah, these brake pads are done. There's nothing left to them. They are scrubbed. Those are scrubbed. Let me start using some of these paper towels here. Kind of clean off my hands. Can easily get more of these. Let me catch back up on the comments now. Everyone, welcome in. Figuring out how to change this e-bike's brake pads. We did the rear tire some weeks ago, about a month ago or so. Let me catch back up on the comments. I'll put something on that cut pronto. Yeah, zip ties are cheap, but in a pinch. Yeah. Exactly, Pennyworld. Saying toast. Yep. E-bikes brake pads. We did the rear tire some weeks ago. So let me go ahead and go back here.
Pin right back there, the back side. And basically, you want to just bend this.
Let me open up the new ones. Again, here are my new brake pads.
Just grab the
I
end
got
of it
a little
and try to
dirty.
turn it straight. Okay?
Here we go.
As much as you can, as straight as you make it, at least. Okay? And then once you do that, you should be able to basically pull that through. Now be careful when you do that, because now your pads are basically going to be loose. Okay? So you pull that pin out, just like that, right there. Okay? Set that aside. Carefully push from the bottom, and you should be able to push the pads out, just like that. Now, it is very important at this stage that you do not, whatever you do not pull your rear brake lever, because that will push the pistons of the brakes together, and then you will have to figure out how to push those back out. You might even need to bleed your brakes to do that, so be very careful you don't do that.
Yeah, not at all.
Pad there left, which it looks like there's plenty of pad still left on these pads. You can see the grooves there. I can't really tell if they're contaminated. I don't know if you guys can get that in the camera or not, but they do have some oily looking substance or surface on them. So what we're going to do, like I said, is very, very lightly with a fine grit sandpaper, lightly sand these down, and be sure that you do it completely flat. Okay, you don't want to wear the edges, and also look for wear that might be uneven from side to side. Just so I can show you guys that.
Okay, do these brake pads even?
Not uneven side to side on the pad, which these look like they're good. Okay, so as you can see here, I set up some more of these shop towels to make a nice clean surface. We'll go ahead and take our rotor as well, and we'll put that right next to it. And what we want to do at this point is get the...
This may be a completely different model.
Like I said, it has to be very fine, fine or very fine. You don't want coarse sandpaper for this application. Okay, so we'll take one sheet of sandpaper out. And basically what you want to do at this point is you want to take...
These are completely different brake pads, and these are higher quality than I think than these. Than what I actually got.
Of the paper, because what you're going to do is you're going to remove this top layer of pad, and with that.
So now that's the part I'm trying to figure out. This part right here, you have to zip tie. There's zip tied. Rather, I need to. Where did I put the scissors? Right over here. Okay, that looks like it would just fit right in. Huh. Will that fit right in though? Yeah, it would. Okay, we're good on that. Okay. All right. Just making sure. Maybe I put it in the other way. That would make more sense. Seems like this is a completely different compatible. Well, I still have these right here. These are a completely different model. Those are more like automobile grade, it seems. All right. But I have the little piece in there that needs to go for the rear brake. Hold on. It can screw in there though. I don't know if. Let's see. Comically, guys, the song that's playing to me right now, if this has anything to do with it, is Lean Back by by Fat Joe. Comically, guys, as I'm doing this. Now lean back. Lean back. I don't know why it's playing to me right now. Beats me, but it's just kind of comical as I'm doing this. Let's see. Okay, let me take that one out. Man, I twisted it. Was I supposed to twist it that way? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What did I just do? Let's put one in. I'll do like that. Can it fit in there? Is it the other way? Yeah, maybe this way. Is it that way? I'm trying to really figure this out, guys. Let me make sure that you're still on. You're on? Okay. That little piece is already in there so much. It's kind of hard to slide the brake pad back in there now. Huh. Okay. Let's see, maybe that'll work. Okay, I got that part in there. Okay. I really have no idea. Maybe this is the wrong model. Is it though? I'm confused now, guys. Because I have brake pads here, but now I'm confused. I'm not sure if this is the wrong model. Because I have a 2024 plus wired freedom. But the brake pads now, I'm not even sure if these are the right brake pads. This may be for another kind of e-bike. If so, I'm just going to have to rely on the same squeaky, getting worn out brake pads that I currently have. Let's see. Because this has a zip tie on it too. I'm going to have to do some more research here.
What it's going to do is it's going to...
This right here is how to fix squeaky brakes.
Then you want to take this other one. Now this may take a couple pieces of sandpaper, but I can tell you right now, I'm going to do... Now you don't want to do too much. You can lightly... Well, if you're not careful, it will put holes into your gloves. So if it's a... Or if the rotor itself that holds the pads open. So you want to set the pad on the outside of that retainer clip, and you'll notice when you do that, there's a hole. And you basically want to be able to see through that, okay? There's a hole on the bottom side of the pad, and there's a hole going through the retainer clip.
Alright. So let's take these out then.
You do the same thing.
Okay.
So again, the pads go on the outside of this clip, and you should have a gap between them that you can push together, and they should pop back open, okay? Now once you've done that, try to line up the holes to touch the surface of the pads, if possible. And what you want to do is you want to put the pad on the outside of each of the clips. You don't want this to sit on the inside. Again, this is like a spring that holds the pads open. So you want to set the pad on the outside of that retainer clip, and you'll notice when you do that, there's a hole. And you basically want to be able to see through that, okay? There's a hole on the bottom side of the pad, and there's a hole going through the retainer clip. You get your other pad, you do the same thing. So again, the pads go on the outside of this clip, and you should have a gap between them that you can push together, and they should pop back open, okay? Now once you've done that, try to line up the holes the best you can to make a hole go through there, and carefully insert that into the brake caliper. Okay, so you want to make sure those pads are seated all the way. Once you have that, you get your cotter pin and you push it through the hole. And you want to basically make sure it goes all the way through. Make sure those are locked in place. And if you have to, use the side of the needle nose to bend it a little further. You want to make sure that pin cannot come out. It's very important that that pin does not come out. Okay, now your brakes are set. If you've done it correctly, you should have a little gap there in between your brake pads so that the rotor can slip right in, okay? That retaining clip should be holding them open. Now, we're back to getting your T25 star tool and these screws that are going to go in. Make sure this is lined up.
He's making it like it's just so easy. Okay, hold on. He's been doing it for a minute. He would have to actually help me with this, because it is not that easy. And I'm right here telling you guys this is not easy. This is very technical. You do have to know exactly what you're doing. If you're a mechanic and you've been doing this for X amount of years, congratulations. You know this is easy for you, but this is not the easiest job in the world at all, I'll say. let's see. What the heck? Oh man, dude. I'm not even gonna fuss with this. Maybe it really is like this. But yeah. I'm gonna put this one right back in here. Maybe that's the whole point of why they have it like that. This is so hard because I'm trying to figure out how this even, without just getting straight up frustrated. What's up, Sean McHugh? Saying, hey Dream, how are you doing? I'm fixing my brake pads. What's up, man? Rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle may help remove grease off your hands. Oh yeah, that's what I've been doing, yep. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, so I have my new brake pads right here. I have the old ones right here. The old retainer clip. Let's see, like, if I had to in these, yeah, these are completely worn out. Maybe the retainer clip, maybe there is a, let's see, maybe with the retainer clip, do I bend it? Do I bend it? I don't even know if that's supposed to even look like that. I don't even know if it's supposed to even look like this. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm just gonna put these are brand new, but I'm gonna put that back in my brake pad thing, because this is just, I don't know what I'm doing with that. I don't even know. I really don't. I'm really trying not to get super irritated and annoyed at that, but now with this right here, I'm thinking that this right here, I could just cut this zip tie and it should just be able to slide on up. It should be. Should be. It's very subjective, but let's see. I've never changed brake pads, dude. Oh, no. Here we go. Stay in there, stay in there. All right, let me show you guys what I'm trying to do here, so you guys can see in the comment section, and hopefully you guys know what I'm getting at here. But yeah, so you don't really have a lot of people in the comment section watching at the moment. So I'm pretty much on my own with this. So I was actually gonna just do this on my own and not even stream this, but here's the retainer clip. I bent it outward so I could try to put the brake pads here. I can't get these to slide back in. evenly whatsoever. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that, and it's just not working out. I mean, I guess you can bend it. I think you can bend it. Let's see. Yeah, it's just not going to happen like that. The best thing I could do, if this doesn't work on my own, I have two other ones, is probably just to take this to a bike shop. Yeah, because that's just not going to fit like that. I don't see how it can fit. It's so tight in there, which is really what you need it to be. No, that's all good. So what I'm going to do is carefully put my brake pads back in the container there and try to get this zip tie cut and see if I can just screw it in like that. And at least I'll have rear brake pads. The front ones still need to be changed, but it's the same story with this one as well. Then I have to get zip ties. I'll get that in the morning or something. Let's get this oil off my hand. Just get my hands clean a bit. It's not to say that this bike is out of commission. It's definitely not out of commission. It's just the brake pads, you have to have that to slow down. I can't keep relying on the front brake pads. Okay. I'm going to try and do it my way here and see if this works. Okay. The retainer is supposed to be tight like that, by the way. It's supposed to be like that, but... You know what? You know what? I just realized. Hold up. The retainer clip is supposed to be inside. Look. It's inside, not on the outside. Okay, hold on here. Hold on a second. Because I could not figure out how that part worked. So, okay, so this goes on the outside, and this goes... Man, that's what's going on. Okay. And then we're back. Okay. I think we may have just solved that problem. Okay. Okay, let's try that. That makes sense. I don't know if it's going to fit now, but it may. It should. We should be able to fit it. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And then... Now my concern is, though, sliding the disc brake into there. Nice, Penelope, saying, I'm making bacon, then cooking down some greens, baking a sweet potato, then using the bacon grease to oven fry some Klondike roast potatoes. That sounds awesome. Well, good luck with that, Penelope. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now, my other thing is these pistons. So now I have this in here. That'll be my next thing. I may actually have to go get this bike, like, maintenance or something. That, or this is the wrong brake pad. Still. Which doesn't make sense to me. Huh. Let me go back to another video. Yeah, Sean? That may be still the wrong brake pads.
I'm going to pull this pin out, and that's the existing cotter pin. And the existing brake pad's going to come right out my hand. Here's the new pads. And I'm going to squeeze these together, and I'm just going to insert them in here and line up that hole for the cotter pin.
Mine doesn't use a cotter pin. I don't see a cotter pin.
Put that back in. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not using the same
No cotter pin.
that was in there before. I'll just save the new ones. But take one end of the cotter pin, bend it down.
Yeah, that's 6 years ago. That's
So now when you tighten up the front axle, they say you want to make it just tight enough so that when you do the quick release, put enough pressure on it to leave a small mark in your finger. So I'm going to do that here.
well, that's the front
I
wheel.
mark my finger. I'm good. It's more involved to take off the rear tire than the front tire, and I'm replacing them with a semi-metallic brake pad, and in hopes that it's a little bit quieter. When I was riding the metallic brake pads and I used the brake, it sounded like it was sandpaper rubbing almost metal on metal, and so I looked online and I read the forums, and they said, well, take them out, scuff them up, or sand them off, and this and that will get quieter. It never did, so I just ordered new semi-metallic brake pads, which are supposed to be quieter, but still have good stopping ability. Here's the brake pads itself, and I'm going to take them and insert them in the bottom, line up the holes again. Put the cotter pin in.
Now, there's no cotter pin in this one, but my concern is how am I going to put the wheel, that little... It's going to be impossible to push this at all. And also, too, huh. We're going to figure this out. Otherwise, I'm just going to put the older ones in there, and I'm just going to have to keep relying on the front brake until I can figure this out. Because I have to go to work on this bike now. I'm going to actually have to. And there is no getting out of that. So, let me tighten this back up. Now I'm going to have to figure out how to reassemble the front wheel. It's like I just got this bike all over again. Let's see. I'm trying to think. One second.
That's it. Now all I need to do is mount the caliper back on the frame.
That is not how this one is.
Replacing brake pads is super simple. You just need new brake pads, pliers like this, and Allen keys. If you're doing this first time, I recommend at first to straighten this silver pin, this part over here. It's done, but don't remove it yet. Now remove those two screws. Let's pick up gently the brake caliper, slide out the pin, slide down the brake pads. When you remove brake pads, don't squeeze brake lever, otherwise you will damage your brake. I noticed that U-walls are a little bit too wide, as you can see over here, so I will have to grind a little bit this side metal part. Now it should fit perfectly. This spring is going between the pads, like this. Slide it back and it's nearly done. Use the pin, bend it a little bit. It was super simple to do, you can say it couple.
So, but that isn't how these are. This actually has a screw. That's the thing. And then also, again, I'm trying to figure out, like, when I put it back in. I don't know if the wheel's gonna fit now. I could try that. I've really got to change these tires, by the way, but it's probably not going to fit. I can almost guarantee you it's most likely not going to. I'm telling you, actually, it's not going to. Oops. Oh, gosh. That is my concern right there. It's not going to fit. It's so tight. Otherwise, it's just going to always be breaking on the wheel. Darn it. I think I may have the wrong model. I may have the wrong model, guys. Because this is a different brake pad model than what I actually had. That brake pad, the brake pads I got were like $12 off of Amazon. But I may have the wrong model. Wow.
This is how to replace your disc brake pads. We're going to walk you step by step through the removal and installation process. Regardless of your bike or disc brake style, we've got you covered. Stay with us to get the job done right and learn some pro tips along the way.
Well, perfect, okay.
Pads need to be replaced if they are worn out, contaminated, or in some cases, you just want to change a pad material for performance reasons. With experience, you can just look at the pads and know if they need to be replaced. Generally, the pad material must be at least 1 millimeter thick. By stacking 3 business cards, you can create a makeshift feeler gauge that is approximately 1 millimeter thick. These pads are brand new. These pads need to be replaced, but check with your manufacturer for wear specifications and use a caliper for accurate measurements.
I don't have any of that.
Contaminants such as brake fluids, oils, or grease can ruin your pads, and they're not always easy to see. Contaminated pads might make your brakes squeal, it might take extra effort at the lever to slow you down, and the rotors and pads might appear darker with oils that can be smeared. Common sources of contaminated pads are overspray from aerosol lubricants or a leak in the hydraulic system. Purchasing the correct new pads for your system is easier said than done. You can always find a good bike shop, bring your bike in, and ask for help. You also might search for a pad that looks identical in shape to your old pads. If it's the same shape, it'll likely work on your brake. Pads come in different materials, metallic, organic, and semi-metallic. The features of each are shown on this graphic. There also can be compatibility issues between rotor material and pad material. Check it for any warnings stated on the components. Typical tools required are needle nose for brakes with cotter pins or tight-fitting pads, a tool with a flat surface like the PP 1.2 for pressing in the pistons, the appropriate size screwdriver, hex, or Torx compatible wrench for retaining pins and adjusters. Brake caliper designs. You can see one that's similar to your own. On some designs, there's a retaining pin that secures the pads. If one is present, remove it. This design uses a cotter pin. Bend the ends straight to remove. Now we can slide the pads out, but not all brakes use springs. This design uses a magnet to hold the pads against the pistons. If your brake does not have a retaining pin, check to see if there's a spring protruding out the top. This design requires the spring to be removed first. Then you can remove the pads from the bottom.
Right. Which is what I did
If pads
already.
are getting stuck, it can help to loosen the adjuster. Outer pad first, as it is sometimes impossible to remove the inner pad first. Again, if the pads are getting stuck, loosen the adjuster. This design uses a clip on
Loosen
the pad.
the adjuster. Loosen the adjuster. Now that's my, that's a caveat right here. How do I loosen the adjuster? And that's just gonna fall over here. So, like I said, it may still be the wrong model. Yeah, it's not even trying to. I'm gonna have to probably bring this into an actual bike shop, guys. In the next, I really have no choice but to do it in the next day or so. The only bike shop that I know of is in McDonough. Let me get back to the comments as we try to figure this out. I'm just gonna probably put the old ones back in. Okay.
This design uses a clip on the pad to hold it in place. It may take some force. If the pads are getting stuck, it can help to loosen it that is removed with the pads. Note that new pads come with a new spring. But not all brakes use springs.
Right.
This design uses a magnet to hold the pads against the pistons. If your brake does not have a retaining pin, check to see if there's a spring protruding out the top. This design requires the spring to be removed first. Then you can remove the pads from the bottom.
Let's see. Let me go on to Amazon and we're going to figure this out. Yeah. This comes with a ceramic pad. Yeah. Oh, it's actually on their website. It's $35. See? These are actual brake pads. These are $35. So the ones I got were $12. So I can't use those apparently. I spent $12 on those, but I can't use them. I'd have to get the $35 ones. But I have to get that now because it's imperative going top speed out there. See, guys, these are $35. I have to get these because, yeah, those other ones are not fitting in there at all. So I'm going to put the rear... I have to get a couple of things, guys. So what I'm going to do is... because I have to get zip ties now and I have to get the brake pads ASAP. Because... yeah, I'm going to get the zip ties, so that's easy. But we still won't have any really rare brake pads on the bike, even if I have to go into work. I will go ahead and order these. These are, again, $35. And I just said I was trying to save money, but I have to do what I have to do. Okay. Again, guys, this is why I reluctantly, but sure, for sure, I advertise my PayPal and Ko-Fi. I'm gonna give my Ko-Fi link, and I'm gonna give my PayPal. Hopefully, Nightbot is in the chat. And I'm gonna have to order these brake pads, $35. It's not too expensive, but I have the wrong brake pads on here. Yeah, these are the yeah, Sean. You live and you learn, as they say. Yep, these are completely wrong. But I tried, so I'm gonna put this back in the package. Yeah. Yeah, these are the wrong ones. Because Wire Freedom actually has their own brake pads. It's like, thanks for making it custom made, man. Now I can't just get a cheaper option. I have to get those. Just like with cars, you know. Some manufacturers have their own custom made parts. For sure, Penelope. All right. Yeah, these are custom. So I'm going to put that right back in. We're going to have to stick with these worn out brake pads. Very dangerous, but it's the only option at the moment until better comes along. I'll do that. So I'll put the wheel back on, zip ties, and brake pads. It's like $40, I think. Are the holes lined up correctly? Are they lined up correctly? Not at all. I can't see them through the other side. Yeah. Now I can. Okay. There we go. All right. That was a slight F for fail because it's a completely different brake model and it's on their actual website. So this is like actual money we're spending here, guys. So like I spent $12 on those brake pads, but they're incompatible. But I'll order the zip ties. That's easy. I'll do that today. We've got no brake pads though. And the rear one, we've effectively got no brake pads. I'm going to put the rear wheel back on. My hair is doing whatever it wants to do. I'm looking at myself in here. Alright, we're going to put the rear wheel back on. Oops. There we go. I'm doing it the wrong way. Oops. What did I do? Let's just do that first. Okay. There we go. Put the chain on here all wrong. Hold on. What am I doing wrong? Doing something here wrong. What is this? I hate when this happens on the chain. There we go. I got it. Okay. I think I got it. No, I don't got it. Wait a minute. What am I doing wrong here? Let me take a break. Star Destroyer, welcome in. I got the wrong brake pads, man. I didn't know that Wired Freedom that they actually had brake pads on their website, but they're $35. I'm gonna have to buy it. I was really trying to save money, but I spent $12 on these brake pads that I was trying to install on from Amazon. But now I have to spend $35 to get the right brake pads. I did give my... This is why I reluctantly but advertised my Ko-Fi and PayPal to help keep the channel running. This is exactly why I do that. But now I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong with the chain. So now I got to take this, I think, back out, this wheel back out, and figure out what I'm doing wrong here with the chain. What happened? Oh my god, what in the world? It's probably not that big of a deal, but I kind of think it is. I got a twisted up chain. I don't even know how to get rid of it now. There's a company that makes electrical front tires for mountain bikes. I imagine that the speed you'd reach if you did that. Yeah, indeed. I gotta figure out how to undo this chain. I'm gonna have to be really ginger with that front tire brake until I get new brake pads. It is what it is, but this is kind of an emergency. And also I gotta get new tires as well. But before I do anything, let me figure out how to undo this chain.
Two loops of chain that seemingly cancel each other out, but don't. However, it's not actually impossible to get them undone. Oh no, here is how to do it. Turn the bike upside down. Ordinarily, I suggest you avoid turning your bike upside down at all costs. One of the reasons is stuff like that is likely to happen. But in this instance, turning upside down is actually going to help us fix it. Because at this point, you might start to see what you need to do. Because the problem is simply that what is ordinarily the bottom part of the chain has got looped over the top part. So, let me explain.
Okay, I'm confused.
Roll that out. That really, that just slips top of the trailer. And then, likewise, this front loop, you'll see needs to go around your chain set. Like that. Did you get it?
Okay. I don't think I got it, but I'll try. I still don't really. Okay. That is okay. Coming loose though now. Okay, this is confusing me. Okay, we're getting some success here. Okay. Bet you this chain is crisp and clean again now that my hands have literally been all on it. My hands were the chain's scrub, I guess. Somehow this activated the pedal. Okay, we're running into the exact same problem. What in the world? Okay, so this right here, I guess, goes around here. Does it? Hold on.
So we spread the knot out slightly, because when it's further apart, it becomes clear what you need to do. So this back loop needs to go over the derailleur, loop it up and over so it's resting on top. Then you'll see the front needs to do the same again. So go around over the pedal. And then
Yeah.
so now we've got it fixed. The question we should probably be asking ourselves is, how did it happen in the first place? And how can we avoid it happening again?
It is what it is, guys. This is just real life. If you like the video, please, I ask for you to hit the like button, because this is just all the way real. Like, you can't get any more real than this.
Because when it's further apart, it becomes clear what you need to do. So this back loop needs to go over the derailleur, loop it up and over so it's resting on top. And then you'll see the front needs to do the same again. So
Okay. This is confusing me, guys. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's what that is. Okay. I think that's because the wheel was supposed to go there. Okay, we'll get this. Let me see if I'm guessing the right way. I am so confused, guys. Alright. Hold on. Let me check the comments and see if you guys said something, because I just confused myself unnecessarily. Jamie, welcome in. I am sipping on a hot cup of coffee, but no donut, sadly. One time I was fixing my stepson's bike, and while I was putting the chain on, he started turning the crank, and it almost cut off the... God! I'm so sorry to hear that, Star Destroyer. That's crazy, dude. What's up? Where's my bike? I am confused right now. Yeah, you're... Okay. Finally, someone is helping me here with the... Okay. Hi. The loop in the chain needs to go around the bottom jockey wheel of the derailleur. Don't wheel in yet? Oh, really? Okay. Okay. So what do you mean by that? First time seeing your garage. It's actually my place of work, but yeah, pretty much. The garage, right? Or place, right? Jamie, welcome in. With the derailleur. That loop needs to go like, is that what you mean? I have no idea what you're... Wait a minute. Okay. Because now I got two loops. Wait a second. Hey, we just got it. Oh, okay. However I just did that is so confusing, but... Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, we just got it somehow, guys. Yeah, we don't have any brake pads on the rear one at all yet. So, I mean, we do, but it's negligible. How am I supposed to put the wheel back on? How am I supposed to do that? Oh, you know what? Aha. No, that's not what I'm supposed to do. How am I missing something here? Because it's upside down, it's making things difficult for you. No kidding. I am so confused. I already have to spend like $35 to get the right brake pads. Otherwise this thing won't be able to stop. In the next like few hundred miles, like maybe 400 or 500 miles, those brake pads are getting worn down so much in the front. So it's imperative after this stream that I order new ones. Again, I do have a Ko-Fi and PayPal if you want to help tip the channel for stuff like that. I've been trying to save up on money just to get like foods and basics basically. And I just got another job, but I have to have these brake pads. That's $35 right there. That isn't so expensive, but it's expensive enough. Yeah, Jamie, awesome. So. If I were there, I could do it for you. Yeah, because I this is confusing me, man. Okay, here we go. Okay. I think I just did it. Here we go. Okay, I had to turn it, I guess. Okay. All right, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it now.